guys spent $24 billion on the homeless, and it got way worse.
Yes. Like the homeless population doubled or something. Like the homeless industrial complex is really it's dark, man. That network of NGOs should be called like the drug zombie farmers. These sort of charities, of course, they get money proportionate to the number of homeless people or number of drug zombies.
Right.
So their incentive structure is to maximize the number of drug zombies, not minimize it.
Set aside all your preconceived notions of Elon Musk. Most of the people that will be watching my shit is all for Joe Rogan and anything he says. So, but set aside whatever you think about Elon Musk, because this needs to be fucking told. I share about when I was on the streets and human sex trafficking and the repetitive cycle people are caught in. It was impossible for me to get off the streets. I was 103 days clean and sober, and if I didn't have it, I didn't know how to explain it, but the way people get trapped there, like I've said in a lot of posts actually, everything that is being shared by Musk, and just the fact that it is all true. It is all true and directly related to every bit of content that I share about how recovery used to be about evangelistic action, one addict helping another, and today it's about those institutions and populating it for profit. And I harp on the dipshits that are at the bottom of that barrel who are getting minimum wage, but I do understand there's a big picture behind it that's leading that fucking brigade. They're just sheep. They're just pawns in a game, and they're sheep. This rinsing and repeating, recovery is non-existent outside of treatment centers. I was even talking to a buddy, and I'm like, there's no such thing as a fucking home group. Everybody's a fucking idiot. Nobody has any clue on what that means. Because of treatment centers, the home group is within that center. When the people aren't in that center anymore, they have no recovery left. There is no such thing as recovery outside of those centers. I know this because this is exactly everything I fucking share about. Anybody I meet, they're only in recovery. This is far more than the majority. This is at least 98% of me being just witnessing in Calgary and then me being in Red Deer and all this shit. I've witnessed all of this personally. 100% verified myself. That's why I was kicked out of both fucking treatments, or both shelters, because I was catching on to all this shit and trying to bring awareness and trying to spread actual true recovery. I get kicked out of both fucking shelters, kicked out of every fucking treatment center, 5 in a fucking row, because I'm bringing awareness to this constant bullshit. And the people who are on the committee, like Drumheller was gross. There's like 5 people who call themselves in recovery, but what they do is they're on the fucking chair committee of these treatment centers, of this rinse and repeat fucking cycle. They're getting, it's all about funding it's all about profit on people's pain. That's what recovery is today, profiting on people's pain. The treatment centers are a rinse and fucking repeat cycle. Nobody stays around. The moment they're done treatment centers, they're fucking gone. I watch it. I check in on people. As soon as they're not forced to be in those meetings by those treatment centers, they're gone, because there's no such thing as recovery after that. Why the it's fucking stupid to still be there unless you're forced. That's why I get so fucking mad, and that's why I hate the people that are consistent, and that's why I want to rip the fucking heads off of most of you pieces of shit, because I know what the fuck is up, whether you're aware or not, whether you're just a dipshit fucking sheep or somebody who's profiting off of people's fucking pain, calling it recovery, calling it spiritual wisdom, calling it God. You fucking losers. This needs to be known. Everything that he's saying is 100% fucking true, and it's happening. They're talking about how instead of incarcerating people are getting put in fucking treatment centers. These people, I was looking at 5 years, I was looking at 10 years, and I'm wondering, what the fuck did you guys do? Because I can go to jail, I can get arrested. I just did a fucking live sharing about how I got arrested constantly with drugs on me, and I was getting released constantly in Red Deer. Red Deer is the epitome of what these guys are talking about. Constantly I was getting released. I was arrested with lots of drugs. Just let go. I've even gotten out and they gave dope back. I didn't question it because I just wanted the dope. That's happened. Fuck, come to think of it, that happened a bunch. I was just so, I guess, grateful that I was able to get high the moment I got out. I didn't even fucking think about it. That's not The recovery is non-existent, and this is in Alberta, Canada. Like, I can only imagine how unbelievably like dangerous and like that profit margin leading the brigade. Like, this is why 12-step programs are non-existent. This is why the traditions and every bit of them get manipulated by people in treatment centers. And the addicts, you guys are the product. You need to be their recycle. Rinse and recycle. You need to fucking relapse and go back. That is the process. That's why recovery is non-existent once you leave those fucking rooms. Or once you leave the treatment centers. There's no such thing as recovery because nobody sticks around. Why the fuck would you? Why would you? Everybody's a toxic, manipulative piece of shit, or too stupid to realize, and then too fucking insecure to admit how dumb you have been. You're all a bunch of fucking retarded sheep, and the reason why there's I watch it, like, I'm pointing it out. Yesterday, a couple of the home group members didn't show up, and it was all treatment center people, and it was a big meeting. Buddy was telling me there's like 60 houses across Calgary for the one center. You know how much money they get for you guys rinsing and repeating? They want your relapse. They need your fucking relapse for their cycle to continue. They get millions, billions, they're saying, donated per head. Of course you're gonna get fucking an easy jail, or instead of going to jail, like 5 or 10 years or 10 months of recovery, or like 10 months of a treatment center. That blows me away. Like, I'm at first, like, am I the only one without my head up my ass? Like, how fucking dumb are all you? Fuck, you guys are so stupid. I fucking hate this fucking, I don't know what to do about, I can't just erase all of human existence and start fresh. Like, you guys are so fucking dumb. It just spreads like wildfire, you dipshits.
And then you guys spent $24 billion on the homeless, and it got way worse.
Yes. Like the homeless population doubled or something. Like people don't understand like the homeless thing because it sort of preys on people's empathy, and I think we should have empathy, and we should try to help people. But the homeless industrial complex is really it's dark, man. It should be that network of NGOs should be called like the drug zombie farmers, because the more homeless people and really. Like when you meet like, you know, somebody who's like totally dead inside, shuffling along down the street with a needle dangling out of their leg. Homeless is the wrong word. Like homeless implies that somebody got a little behind on their mortgage payments, and if they just got a job offer, they'd be back on their feet. But someone who's, I mean, you see these videos of people that are just shuffling. You know, they're on fentanyl. They're like, you know, taking a dump in the middle of the street, you know, and they got like open sores and stuff. They're not like one job offer away from getting back on their feet.
Right. This is not a homeless issue.
Homeless is it's a propaganda word.
Right.
So, and then the you know, these sort of charities in quotes are they get money proportionate to the number of homeless people or number of drug zombies.
Right.
So their incentive structure is to maximize the number of drug zombies, not minimize it.
Right.
That's why they don't arrest the drug dealers. Because if they arrest the drug dealers, the drug zombies leave. So they know who the drug dealers are. They don't arrest them on purpose, because otherwise the drug zombies would leave, and they would stop getting money from the state of California and from all the charities.
Wait a minute. So you say
it's dark, man.
Is that real? So they're in coordination with law enforcement on this?
Yeah.
So how do they have those meetings?
They're all in cahoots.
Well, when you find this,
it's like such. This is a diabolical scam. So San Francisco's got this tax, this gross receipts tax, which it's not even on revenue; it's on all transactions, which is why Stripe and Square and a whole bunch of financial companies had to move out of San Francisco because it wasn't a tax on revenue; it's a tax on transactions. So if you do like, you know, trillions of dollars transactions, it's not revenue. You're taxed on any money going through the system in San Francisco. Like Jack Dorsey pointed this out, and they said like look, that they had to move Square from San Francisco to Oakland, I think. Stripe had to move from San Francisco to South San Francisco, a different city. And that money goes to the homeless industrial complex, that tax that was passed. So so there's billions of dollars that go, as you pointed out, the billions of dollars every year that go to these non-governmental organizations that are funded by the state. Like it's not clear how to turn this off. It's a self-licking ice cream cone situation. So they get this money. The money is proportionate to the number of homeless people or number of drug zombies, essentially. So they try to keep that. They try to actually increase, because that like in some cases, like it's somebody did an analysis. When you add up all the money that's flowing, they're getting close to $1 million per homeless per drug zombie. It's like $900,000, something like some crazy amount of money is going to these organizations. So so they want to keep people just barely alive. They need to keep them in the area so they get the revenue. So that's why, like I said, they don't arrest the drug dealers, because otherwise the drug zombies would leave. But they don't want to have too much. If they get too much drugs, then they die. So they're kept in this sort of perpetual zone of being addicted, but just barely alive.
So how is this coordinated with like DAs that don't prosecute people?
Yeah.
So when they hire or they push, so they fund the campaigns of the most progressive, most out there left-wing DAs. They get them into office.
We've got that issue in Austin too, by the way. There was that guy that knifed the Ukrainian woman, Irina.
Yes.
And she was just quietly on her phone, and he just came up and gutted her, basically.
Wasn't there a crazy story about the judge who was involved, who had previously dealt with this person, was also invested in a rehabilitation center and was sending these
conflict of interest.
Yes. So sending people that they were charging to a rehabilitation center instead of putting them in jail, profiting from this rehabilitation center, letting them back out on the street.
Yes, and
violent, insane people.
And there, in that case, I believe that judge has no law degree or a significant legal experience that would allow them to be a judge. They were just made a judge. That's just like,
you could be a judge without a law degree?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You could just be so I could be a judge?
Yeah.
Exciting.
Anyone.
That's crazy. I thought you'd have to. It's like if you want to be a doctor, you have to go to medical school. I thought if you're going to be a judge, you have to understand the law. If you're going to be
appointed to a judge, you have to have proven that you have an excellent knowledge of the law and that you will make your decisions according to the law. That's what we assume should be.
That's how you get the robe.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't get the robe unless you do.
Right.
Got
to go to school to get the robe.
You got to know what the law is.
Right.
And then you got to need to make decisions in accordance with the law.
Based on the stuff that you already know because you read it because you went to school for it.
Yes.
Not you just got appointed.
Not vibes. You can't be just vibing as a judge.
Vibing as a left-wing judge. So you got crazy left-wing DAs.
Yes.
Like I shouldn't even say left-wing because the left-wing used to be normal.
Yeah, left-wing just meant you're like
open-minded.
The left used to be like pro-free speech.
Yeah. And
now they're against it.
It used to be like pro-gay rights, pro-women's right to choose, pro-minorities, Like
20 years ago, I don't know, it used to be like left would be like the party of empathy or like, caring and being nice and that kind of thing. Not the party of like crushing dissent and crushing free speech and crazy regulation.